Heaven is calling out to you, and I want you to stop and hear what I am speaking before this sacred moment slips beyond your reach. Beloved child, do not treat this as an ordinary reminder, and do not let your eyes pass over these lines as though they were only one sound among the countless noises of the world. I am calling you with love, with urgency, with the deep mercy of a father who sees you standing before an important threshold. Something is drawing near to your life, not to make you afraid, but to awaken you from carelessness, from weariness, from the habit of living as though every day were the same. Lay down what is distracting you. Let your heart become still. Breathe deeply and listen to me, for there are moments that do not return in the same way. And there are calls that, if you ignore them for too long, may cause you to walk around through more painful roads to learn what you could have heard today. I am not calling you from far away, nor am I speaking to you with a vague voice that forces you to guess in fear. I am drawing near to you, nearer than the breath you are holding, nearer than the worries you have never spoken aloud. I know you have gone through days when your heart felt heavy, moments when you tried to keep walking even though you were weary inside, nights when you stared into emptiness and wondered whether I still heard you. You asked for a breakthrough, for a hand to lift you up, for a sign that you were not alone in the darkness. And I say to you, I have heard. Not one of your prayers has been abandoned. Not one sigh has dissolved without meaning. Not one hidden tear has fallen without being seen by me in mercy. But you need to understand that breakthrough does not always come in the form you expect. Sometimes it does not begin with a wide open door in front of you, but with a call that asks you to stop. Sometimes I do not bring you out of the pit by immediately changing every outward circumstance, but first by pulling your heart out of despair, pulling your thoughts out of confusion, and pulling your steps away from a road that is leading to pain. You want a miracle to come like radiant light, but sometimes the first miracle is the moment you hear my voice and no longer continue walking in blindness. My child, do not underestimate watchfulness. An awakened heart can avoid traps that the hurried person will not see. One pause at the right time can save you from a long season of regret. I know there are things surrounding your peace. There are pressures trying to pull you away from faith. There are voices trying to make you feel that you are not strong enough, not worthy enough, not loved enough. There are quiet worries surrounding your mind, causing you to wake with an unsettled heart, to work with tension still inside, to stand among others while deep within you still feel an emptiness. Do not condemn yourself for these things. I see the battle inside you. I understand your exhaustion. I know the days when you had to tell yourself that you were fine, when in truth you were only trying not to collapse. That is why I call louder, not to make you tremble, but so my voice may rise above every noise trying to cover your heart. My child, do not scroll past me. Do not ignore the voice that formed you in love and went before you through roads you had not yet seen. I know what waits ahead. I see the turns you have not yet recognized. I know the things that seem harmless but could cause you to drift away from peace. I also see the doors I am preparing, the people I will bring, the arrangements quietly taking shape to lift you out of the place where you thought you would remain stuck forever. But you need to walk with me. You must not rush into the future by yourself through fear, nor make decisions only because your heart is impatient. Let me lead you. Let my wisdom go before your emotions. Let my light shine upon everything you are uncertain about. You are standing before a door, and what you carry with you as you step through that door will decide much. If you carry fear, you will look at blessing through suspicious eyes. If you carry bitterness, it will be difficult for you to recognize my gentleness. If you carry old habits, you may wound the new season with reactions from the old season. Therefore, before I lead you farther, I am inviting you to lay things down. Lay down the resentment that has made you heavy. Lay down the words of self-condemnation that have made you small in your own eyes. Lay down the need to control everything simply because you were once disappointed. Lay down the hurry that wants answers immediately. There are things I only place into hands that have learned to release. And there are doors that open only before hearts that have learned to trust. I do not want you to struggle alone. Perhaps you have grown used to carrying everything by yourself, staying silent in pain, smiling while inside you are cracking. But you were not created to pass through storms alone. I am your refuge, the hand that lifts you, the light that goes before you when the road is still dark, when the world does not understand you. I understand. When others see only your mistakes, I still see what I have planted within you. When you no longer recognize your own value, I still call you beloved. Do not believe that you have been abandoned simply because this season is difficult. Do not think I am absent just because the answer has not come in the way you hoped. I am working in silences you cannot see, holding back things that could hurt you, and opening the way for what comes at the right time. Therefore, let your heart come into harmony with the call of heaven. If there is a very gentle stirring within you, a feeling that these words are touching the exact place you have hidden, do not extinguish it. It may be my invitation drawing you closer again. Respond not only with an outward phrase, but with a truly open heart. Tell me that you are willing to hear, willing to be corrected, willing to be led, willing to release what no longer belongs to you. I do not need you to be perfect before you come near. I only need you to be honest. I do not demand that you understand everything immediately. I only invite you to believe that I see farther than you do, love you more deeply than you understand, and will not lead you into a place where I cannot keep you. Beloved child, this moment has not come to make you panic, but to bring you back into peaceful watchfulness. Lift up your head. Stop allowing darkness to speak on behalf of your future. Stop allowing old fear to decide how you step into a new day. I am calling you because I still have good things for you. I am drawing you near because you still have a journey to continue in the light. I am awakening you because the miracle you prayed for may begin with your obedience today. Do not scroll past me. Beloved child, remain in my presence, so I may lead you through this door, not with confusion, but with faith, not in loneliness, but under protection, not with fear, but with the lasting peace that only I can place deep within your heart. Sometimes significant tests do not appear with loud noise, but enter your life very quietly through a decision, a conversation, a temptation, a door that suddenly closes, news that shakes your heart, or a betrayal that hurts you into silence. Beloved child, Not every storm announces itself with dark clouds. There are events that come in very ordinary forms, yet touch the very foundation within you. They do not only test whether you are strong, they test what you are anchored in. If your heart is not kept in me before the waves rise, then, when the wind blows hard, you may easily be pulled away by fear, anger, confusion, or rushed decisions. But I do not want you to enter those days empty. I do not want you to wait until everything shakes before you seek shelter. That is why I speak to you now, to become your refuge before the battle, your peace before the storm, and your light before the crossroads you have not fully seen. I never call you without reason. When I cause a reminder to touch your heart, it is because something in your life needs to be placed back where it belongs. When heaven awakens your attention, it is because the ground beneath your feet is about to shift, and you should not step into it with sleeping eyes. You are not hearing these words by accident. Mercy has drawn you near. My protection has covered you before you even understood that you needed protection. I am positioning you, not only so you may avoid danger, but also so you may be ready to receive what is good. But in order to recognize my guidance, your heart must be open, your eyes must be awake, and your ears must no longer be overwhelmed by the noise of worry, desire, exhaustion, and the things that scatter you. There are days ahead that will require deeper steadiness from you, not to frighten you, but so you will be prepared. I do not want you to turn away from my call and then become lost among dim roads. I do not want you to enter an important conversation without wisdom. I do not want you to face unexpected news without peace. I do not want you to stand before temptation without the strength to say no. I do not want you to be wounded and react with bitterness when I have prepared for you the road of forgiveness, discernment, and freedom. My child, what I am doing is not placing pressure on you, but drawing you close before anything tries to pull you away. My love for you is not weak, passive, or still while you are surrounded without action. I am your Father, and my love knows how to fight for you in ways you do not always see. I have preserved you from things you did not know. I closed doors you once cried over losing, but later you will understand that it was protection. I blocked paths that seemed attractive but had no peace inside them. I drew you away from connections that could have drained you. I slowed certain things down not because I wanted to disappoint you, but because I knew what would happen if you received too early, stepped too quickly, or gave your heart to something not yet tested in the light. Perhaps you have lost your way before. Perhaps your heart has grown cold at times and no longer felt as devoted as before. Perhaps you once allowed weariness to make you numb, pain to make you silent, and disappointment to make you drift away from prayer. But hear me in this gentleness. None of that ever caused me to stop loving you. I still see you. I still call your name. I still know where you are. Even if you try to hide your pain behind busyness, behind a smile, behind an appearance that everything is fine. I am not calling you back to reproach you for being weak. I am calling you back because I know you were not created to live far from your source of peace. I am calling you back before lies around you become too thick, before you believe there is no way home, before you confuse numbness with peace. Ahead of you is a future better than what you can see in the present. There is a turning point marked by me, a redirection that can change the way you understand the seasons you have just passed through. There are right doors, healthy connections, deep restorations, and opportunities that will not only bring outward results, but also strengthen you from within. But what seeks to oppose you also sees that you are nearing change. That is why your mind feels heavier. That is why the fog seems to grow. That is why distractions keep appearing, pulling you away from prayer, from focus, from the things I am placing in your heart. Do not take this lightly. When distractions increase, it is often because you are near something that must be protected by watchfulness. But do not be afraid. Recognizing the battle does not mean you must panic. I do not call you to tremble before darkness. I call you to stand firm in the light. What you need now is not more self-blame, but a truthful return to me. Let me renew the sensitivity within you. Let me teach you to distinguish between the voice of pressure and the voice of guidance. Let me remove from you the layers of exhaustion, the tangled thoughts, and the fears you have carried for too long. There are battles that are not won by forcing yourself to be stronger, but by hiding yourself more deeply in my presence. When you are in me, you no longer react only from wounds. When you are in me, you no longer decide only because of fear. When you are in me, you learn to stand still without losing hope, to wait without giving up, and to walk without losing peace. You must not surrender to the cold silence within your heart. Do not let days when you feel nothing convince you that I am no longer near. Do not let dryness pull you away from the place of prayer. Do not ignore the call stirring you in this moment. There are words I send not only for you to hear and forget, but for you to act through returning. Return to the truth. Return to a clean way of living. Return to choices that bring lasting peace, not merely brief comfort. Return to the humility that can say you need me to lead the way. I do not demand that you understand everything before you come closer to me. I only invite you to place your hand in mine and let me guide you through each day. So when quiet trials enter, you will not be swallowed by them. When a difficult decision appears, you will know how to stop and listen. When a conversation provokes you, you will know how to guard your heart from rushed words. When a door closes, you will not be quick to call it the end, because I may be protecting you from what was not meant for you. When news makes you worried, you will not allow fear to become your master, because I remain your refuge. When betrayal hurts you, you will not let bitterness build a throne in your heart, because I can heal even the deepest wounds. You will not stand on the sand of unstable emotion, but on my enduring love. I am preparing you before the storm comes, and that is mercy. I am calling you before the fog becomes thicker, and that is protection. I am stirring you before you move too far away from peace, and that is the love of a father who does not want to lose you to false things. Open your heart. Stay awake. Let my word become your anchor. Let my presence become the home within you. Let your faith be rekindled, not with noise, but through a quiet yet powerful decision. You will not turn your back on me in the moment when you need me most. And when the days ahead unfold, you will see that I did not warn you to make you afraid, but to keep you steady, to lead you through, and to bring you to the good turning point I prepared beforehand for your life. This is a reminder that you have never been forgotten by me, that it has never been too late, and that you still have time to return to what is right. Beloved child, I place this word before you, not to make you tremble, but to awaken you from the weariness that has made your heart slow to hear. There have been times when you thought you had gone too far, missed too much, and lost too many opportunities for any road to open again. But I say to you today that my mercy is still calling your name. The door has not fully closed. The light is still shining upon the way back. You can still stop, still choose again, still place your feet beneath my sheltering shadow instead of continuing to follow voices that confuse and exhaust you. You are standing at a crossroads, and I want you to look at this with watchfulness. One direction will pull you deeper into the outward chaos of life, where noise clouds your heart, pressure makes you forget who you are, and fleeting desires promise relief but leave only emptiness behind. The other direction leads you back beneath my mighty arm, where you do not have to struggle alone, where peace does not depend on circumstances, where you are taught how to stand firm even among unresolved things. I am not forcing you through fear, but I am calling you through love. This is not a voice that comes to threaten you. This is the bell of mercy ringing before you step too far from safety. Choose while you can still hear my voice. Do not take lightly the stirring rising within your heart. Do not say that tomorrow you will become more serious. Tomorrow you will pray more. Tomorrow you will change direction. My child, tomorrow belongs to my hand, but your response is within this moment. Some invitations are very gentle, but if you continually ignore them, your heart will gradually grow used to distance. I do not want you to become hardened toward what is holy. I do not want you to lose the sensitivity that once helped you recognize when I was speaking. Return while your heart is still being stirred. Respond while you still feel this word touching you. Let this moment become the point where you stop before going farther into things that are not meant for you. Remember the storms you have already overcome. There were days when you thought you would never rise again, yet you are still here. There were nights when you thought pain would swallow you, yet dawn still came and you were still breathing. There were times when you fell and thought everything had ended, yet, in a way you cannot fully explain, you were lifted again. Do you truly think all of that was coincidence? Do you truly think you survived those seasons only by luck? No. Beloved child, my hand held you when you no longer had the strength to hold yourself. My love covered you when you thought you had been abandoned. My protection stood between you and things you never saw. I have kept you through the things you know and the things you do not know. I protected you from visible dangers and from hidden dangers in paths that appeared harmless. I sheltered your family in times when everything seemed about to break apart. I held back things that could have wounded you more deeply. I closed certain doors not because I wanted to hurt you, but because behind them were burdens you were not strong enough to carry. I allowed some people to leave not because you were unworthy of love, but because they could not walk with you in the season I am preparing. When you did not understand, I was still working. When you could not see, I was still near. When you thought you were alone, I was still quietly upholding you. And now, I continue to call you because a new time is drawing near. The season ahead will not be like the season you have just passed through. It will require deeper watchfulness, stronger faith, and clearer choices. You will need me more than ever. Not because you are weak, but because what lies ahead is greater than your own strength. There are winds beginning to change direction. There are tests that will require you to know where you are standing. There are doors that will open. But you need wisdom to recognize which door belongs to me and which door is only distraction disguised as opportunity. Therefore, I am not calling you only to comfort you. I am calling you to prepare you, to make your heart steady again, and to remind you not to enter the new season with an unguarded heart. I am not only preparing you to face the storm, I will walk through it with you. You do not need to imagine yourself standing in strong winds by your own strength, trying to appear brave while trembling inside. I never tell you to be courageous and then leave you. I am the Father who walks beside you, the one who steps into the storm with you, the one who places peace in your heart even when the waters have not yet become still. Perhaps I will not always stop the wind immediately in the way you hope, but I will keep you from being swept away by it. Perhaps I will not always bring you out of the trial in the first moment, but I will teach you to stand firm within it, so that when you come out, you are no longer the same person controlled by fear. I do not only warn you, I also cover you. My warning does not come from anger that wants to condemn, but from love that wants to protect you from harm. When I say, stop, it is because I see what lies ahead. When I say, return, it is because I know the place you are walking toward does not bring life. When I say, listen, it is because other voices are trying to pull you away from peace. I do not speak to take away your freedom. I speak so you will not become a prisoner of wrong choices. Obedience does not take away your good thing. Obedience keeps you in the right place where the good thing can find you. But you must not turn your face away from me. You cannot hear this word and continue living as though I never knocked on the door of your heart. You cannot ask for protection while deliberately stepping out of the place where I told you to remain. You cannot hope for my peace to fill the room while you keep opening the door to things that trouble your mind. I do not demand that you be perfect. I know there are weak places in you, worries within you, and habits that need healing and shaping, but I need you to be honest. I need you to stop pretending everything is fine when your heart knows something needs to change. I need you to say yes to my guidance, not only with words, but by choosing your path again. Therefore, beloved child, return beneath the shadow of my protecting wings. Let me calm the chaos wrapping around you. Let me teach you to distinguish between noise and the true call, between fear and watchfulness, between the easy road and the right road. You are not late. You are not rejected. You have not been left behind. But this moment is inviting you to make a clearer decision than before. Choose the light while darkness is still pretending to be a place of rest. Choose peace while the world is inviting you to chase chaos. Choose me while your heart can still hear my voice. If you place your hand in mine, I will not only lead you out of what is making you weary, I will bring you into a place steadier, purer, and clearer, where you will know that through every storm behind you and every road ahead, I am still the one who keeps you with love that never changes. Ignoring me often begins very quietly. When you trust the voice of your own reasoning more than the gentle guidance I place within your heart. Beloved child, distance does not always appear through a great decision or obvious rebellion. Sometimes it comes through days when you are too busy to stop, through noises you fill around yourself so you do not have to hear the deeper reminder within. Through the times you know what is right, yet tell yourself that you will do it tomorrow. That delay may seem small, but if it continues, it can cause you to lose peace, lose clarity, and lose the opportunities I gently placed along your path. I do not say this to frighten you, but to awaken you in love. You were not created merely to survive each day in exhaustion, not merely to keep standing under pressure and call that enough. I created you with purpose, with value, with a unique light that darkness has no right to extinguish. Within you are good seeds that need to be nourished, gifts that need to be awakened, and steps that need to be guided by my wisdom. But you cannot walk fully on that path if you keep trying to go alone. If you keep holding everything tightly in your own hands and letting your heart become exhausted by burdens that were never yours to carry, when you feel tired, overwhelmed, or as though the ground beneath your feet is shaking, remember that I am not far from you. I am not standing still in cold silence, watching you struggle. I am calling your name with patience, drawing you back with mercy, opening a path of peace right in the place where you thought only confusion remained. I know the things ahead that you cannot yet see. I know which doors will lead you into life, and which paths look beautiful for a moment but leave lasting emptiness behind. That is why I remind you to stop, listen, and return closer to me. I am not calling you near because of dry rules or because I want to place another burden on your shoulders. I am calling you near because I desire deep communion with you, where you are protected, taught, restored, and loved completely. When you are near me, you will no longer have to guess in the dark. When you listen to me, you will learn to distinguish between what disturbs you and what brings peace. When you trust me, you will find strength to do the right thing at the right time. Instead of delaying because of fear or weariness. So, beloved child, do not keep ignoring the call rising within your heart. Step out of the noise. Lay down the things drawing you away from clarity, and return to me with a sincere heart. I do not wait for you to become perfect before I embrace you. I receive you the moment you turn back. From that place, I will teach you to walk more steadily, live with greater purpose, love more purely, and guard deeper peace. You have not been left behind. You are being called higher, near, and deeper into my love.